ऑलराइट, वेलकम बैक। पूरे एक महीने सर्दी की वजह से, ठंड की वजह से अंदर बैठने के बाद अब हम अपने आप को थोड़ा सा रीजनरेट करने बाहर आए हैं। ये पीछे कहाँ गया? यो, दैट्स माय कार। कहाँ गई? दैट्स माय कार। मेरे साथी अंदर हैं और यहाँ पे आज हमारी पार्टी होनी है। सो लेट्स सी आज हम आपको क्या दिखाते हैं। इट्स अमेजिंग, वेरी अमेजिंग एक्टिविटी टू डू। पर अभी ठंड बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रही है। लेट्स गो इनसाइड। So my friend, I am Jazz the CEO, got me to this place and we are not gonna waste any more time and we're gonna straightforwardly jump into the tour of the place and then we'll explore more about the place and the facility. So let's hop on to the ride and let's see it.
The retail side.
Yeah.
Basically, they sell all the gear.
Gear.
Gear, right? They sell all items for your firearms.
Yep.
Holsters.
Cases.
Yep, everything.
All the repair stuff. Yep.
And this is the actual firearms that they sell.
Yep.
Right? Handguns, rifles, shotguns, parts to build your AR-15s. We have an AR-15, AR-15 pistols.
I have totally no idea of what's the
I know you
technical
don't. We'll
terms.
talk about what each thing is. But
I'll
since we
get-
gotta walk all the way to the back, you might as well.
Yes.
Got YouTube.
Kind of YouTube
He's,
stuff.
awesome. He's the one that helps you get
Nice
all
to meet
your
you, man.
firearms. and
Okay,
stuff.
so you will get me the firearms.
And of course, you met the lovely ladies at the front counter.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, that's Emily. She's great.
Okay, all of them are great.
All of them. All of them.
Yep.
And watch out, don't die. You just signed the waiver over.
Sure.
So this is kind of the waiting area.
Okay.
Will Werby is the VIP area. I'm a VIP member here.
Okay.
So that's why I came through the back and not the front. we
Okay.
have
So
a-
you don't have an entry access to front door?
I do. I do. But trust me, when we start walking in the back, and if you out here, the walk is very long. So I usually just park in the back, come in the back, and that's just how I do that.
Walking is good for your health.
Yeah,
If you
now
have-
when you got like 3-4 guns plus ammo plus all that stuff in your hand, you know
Okay.
I'm about to do like a big long walk.
The architecture of the building is quite unique, right? It's a T-shaped kind of
Well,
thing.
it used to be just like an insurance company. Like it was
Okay.
just-
So
took
they
over.
revamped the whole thing.
So this is the, it's completely dark, so I guess they're over there, but this is the commercial side.
Okay.
And so it's just a bunch of lanes, and then they have the tactical side.
Okay.
And on that side, you can kind of flip around the targets, turn the lights off.
Sure. So can I step in for?
Yeah, you can step in.
Thank you.
So then they always have an RSO over here. The people in the red are the people that make sure
Yep.
everything's safe, basically.
Okay.
Right? And so you have the lanes. Yep. So sometimes you can turn off the lights, shoot with the fire.
Yeah, for this focus purpose.
Well, they have guns, they have flashlights on them,
Okay.
and that's how the police come and they train.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have a control panel over here. So on this control panel, they can turn the lights off, they can make them flash red and blue.
Okay.
They can flip the targets left and right.
So for tactical practice also they
Yep.
can have.
Yeah, and then you see those little barricade things,
Yeah,
they can
yeah, yeah.
move them in front of you and you'll have
Exactly.
to like shoot around
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
That's
So it's
it.
pretty cool.
Okay.
And then this is the rental counter.
Okay.
So if you came on a regular day, if you wanted to rent,
Okay.
you wanted to rent rifles,
Okay.
you wanted to rent firearms.
Okay.
So what you're gonna get now, you're gonna get the ammo, and you're gonna get eyes and ears for everybody.
Okay. So I have no idea whatsoever. You tell me what the basic.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him, not you.
Okay. I'm sorry. So no, all you need is the card. That's
Yeah,
it.
yep, that's all I need. All I need is the money.
That's it.
No,
Okay.
we're gonna get a box of 40 caliber. 40. And then we're gonna get 4 sets of
Four
eyes.
sets of
and 4
eyes,
sets of
including me, right? Yep. So these are all.
I think B30 and B30, I don't know, B30, I think. There's 2 lines in the back. What are they, B32 and 33?
Yep. No, 30 and 31.
Oh, got it, 30 and 31. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is to protect you from the casings flying back, hitting you in the eyeballs.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank
You don't
you.
have to put them on just yet. You can wait till you get
Just
in the,
wait until they.
range, right?
Yep.
And then the ears are the same thing. Put
Yep.
on that big bang and boom. go
Yep,
back.
yep. Okay, so these are for all the shots. These are close range things. We
Yeah,
are
so
practicing
that's-
charts which we can put on
Yeah, so
the
they're called targets.
target. Okay.
Yeah, so you can get all different kinds
ये
of.
पहलवान
But we have some in the back.
पता ही लग जाएगा
Okay. So here's the thing. If you are on the X point, you are a master. And is there any way to graduate through these things?
Not these. It's not really about the targets. It's about your shooting.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
targets
but
don't matter at all. You could be shooting the same target or different targets, but
Mm-hmm.
it depends on how close together your shots are. So if your shot is here
Precision.
in the middle,
It's all about
but then
your
you have a
precision.
shot right here and then you have a shot right here, that's not good.
Nee.
But if you have all your shots
Mm-hmm.
in one spot, then that's good. It's called a grouping.
So my concern is, if as a newbie, if I come over here, what should I start with? With the bigger things and then graduate slowly into the smaller things that we have?
No,
all
that's what I'm saying. There is no.
Though no
Yeah, that
specific
doesn't
route
matter.
to take.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Bigger, smaller, the target doesn't matter.
Okay.
What matters is your grouping of shots.
Okay.
Right? So even if you had a huge target, you want your shots to be all in the same.
More in the precise
So
things.
even if you had a smaller one, but you had a shot here, 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 then that's still bad, right? So
Okay.
people use these sometimes,
Okay.
right?
So for the
So when they
multiple.
use this, if I say upper left, they want you to shoot here. It's all about your accurate, if you can shoot accurately where I tell you. Or if you shoot all in the middle right there.
Yep.
All in the middle right there. You want your shots just together, basically.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Let's put it together.
Slide that back in there. Look at that teamwork. Yeah. So as a newbie, it's not even about your shooting. It's about your fundamentals.
Okay.
So I gotta make sure that newbies know how to hold the gun.
Okay.
Know how to breathe when they're shooting the gun. Know how to
Okay.
look in the sights and make sure the bullet goes to the right place.
Got you.
Shooting is last. Because
Last
if you
thing.
don't have all those first things.
And
you're
this
not
is
gonna
what
shoot.
your book says all about, right?
So no, my book is about de-escalation.
Okay.
And that's during situations with the police, or during situations with coworkers,
Okay.
family members. That means that the last thing you do is shoot somebody. The last thing you do is hit somebody
Okay.
or throw something.
It's
You want to de-escalate the situation first. You want to
Yeah.
calm it down.
with the verbal tactics that you have in your mind.
Yeah.
All right. So it's all about
Yeah, so that-
negotiation in
negotiation.
yes.
Taking a high risk situation and bringing it down.
Okay.
You want to go this way.
Sure.
This is just the
Kitchen
where
backing.
they fix guns, clean guns.
Okay.
And then this is kind of the back hallway. They have classrooms.
Okay. So they do have a training sessions thing over
So
here.
yeah, I do all my training sessions here. They do their own training sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody is a specialist. Like like if I come over here look for jazz, is looking for is standard of a thing or a particular tactic that nobody is else aware of, or is just everybody doing the same thing with the teaching
Not
stuff?
everybody, but I'm sure they have their own trainers. I'm not really
Okay.
sure about that. So this is not on yet, but
It's okay.
this is their 100-yard range.
Okay.
But because we came as soon as they opened and nobody probably booked it. But
Okay.
they're the only ones in Maryland with an indoor 100-yard range. It
100
goes-
yard.
Yeah, it goes all the way down. This is where you shoot rifles and shotguns and stuff
So
like that.
100 yard is a quite a long distance though.
Yeah, that's a long distance.
Yeah, it's and precision in that it means something. You are pretty
Well,
sharp.
The gun pretty much does that for you because it has a scope on it or it has a red dot.
Okay.
So if the gun has a red dot on it, you're just putting that red dot where you need it to go. So that's the cafeteria, but it's closed on Monday.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
So in here, I could get.
It's a
somebody to
stimulator,
pick it up.
yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It is you can do active shooter things, shooting
Okay.
aliens, things that look real, things that are just for fun.
Okay.
But you can put a little buzzer on you, and when you get shot from the simulator,
Okay.
it stings you like you actually got shot.
So
the
virtual
simulator-
training.
Yep. So the simulator is pretty cool. Yeah.
And how much is the expense for that one for a particular day?
Don't really know. Like 40 maybe. I don't know.
Even if it is like $100 for 4 people, that's worth it. Trying for like half an hour. That's good enough for
yeah,
training.
It's good for training. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a member, so I don't really pay for.
I respect that, but still.
I've had my mom do it and her best friend, and it was good to get them in the easing.
Sure.
And then I took them to the real range.
That's a nice
Right.
thing. That's a nice thing. That's a unique thing which nobody else has.
And
It.
they have, no, I'm sure other people have it. Just that other people don't have in the inside. Because usually 100 yards is so far, it's kind of outside. Most outside ranges have that.
VIP, private access only. All right.
So then
There you go.
car,
Thank
pull
you.
it open.
Thank you. So no retail customers are able to enter over here.
No,
Okay.
no. So back here, hey,
Cafe.
So back here you have the bar area. We usually put our drinks and stuff
Sure,
there.
sure.
So then over here you have the bathrooms. They
Yep.
even have showers in them.
Okay. So basically, it's a recreational activity area
so
as well.
It's like a country club,
I got it.
but with guns. So they
That's
named it Gun Tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the whole
So
idea.
then this is a private range,
Okay.
and this is where we'll be later.
Okay.
They have 5 private lanes.
Okay.
Those are free for us. Up there, people have to pay for them.
Okay.
So up back here, we just take one.
But
and
you're
go
paying for the
inside.
membership.
Yeah, but I pay for the membership.
Yeah. There you go. So if I practice.
So they pay for a membership too, but it really doesn't come with anything.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
They pay $50 a month, I think, for a
Okay.
membership, for a regular membership to be able to come in and stuff.
Okay.
So then on this side, this is that recreational area he was talking about. So you got the pool tables,
Pool table and all.
the shuffleboard. all
So
the
does
games.
this area get really busy during the regular hours?
Sometimes.
Thank you.
On
Got it.
weekdays, people are usually at work, so
Okay.
I'm usually here alone. I don't come on Mondays because the cafeteria is closed.
Well, thank you very much for making it to the Monday.
So they have
So
a
poker table. Yep.
This is their cigar lounge. So I have a box. These are my boxes up here.
Okay.
You can buy those and then you just sit here, watch TV. I usually come here and work on my computer.
That's good. So
Pretty
it's
cool.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool area.
Yeah, definitely cool area. You just sit
Well,
here,
yep.
sip on bourbon, smoke cigars.
And do they carry bourbon as well, or bring your own
Yep,
bourbon?
you can bring your own.
BYOB.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Just have to shoot first because you can't, your card don't get back in.
All
And
right.
it's another area. So then all the members have lockers.
Okay.
So
So these are the lockers like the other
Yeah.
gyms do have that all the
Yep,
stuff.
so this is for firearms. and
Yep,
all
yep,
this
yep,
stuff.
yep. And it's all sealed kind of stuff, so that the vibe that you get from the locker is like a real locker.
Yeah, it is a real locker. It's a gun locker.
Okay.
So it's not like for your clothes, it's for guns.
I got it.
The only guns, no underwear.
Okay.
So this is where sometimes I teach. I have people sit there, and we do that. If I have meetings, I have it over there. So
That's good.
that's the tour, and this is their vault. So you can't see it, but you go in that door, and it goes all the way around the back part, and I'm sure there's a whole.
Okay. So that's for the clearing purpose of that, the final wall that they have.
Probably.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
final tapered wall that they have on that side. I got it.
So that's where they keep all the things there.
Sure. I have few questions in context to what you have done. Now, professionally, Jazz is known as formal name as.
Professionally, nobody really knows my real name. I go by Jazz the CEO.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. So
Yeah,
Jazz the
so-
CEO is the
title. That's what.
the
that's what-
title of your brand or the
that's
vision
the
that
title
you're
of my
carrying.
brand. That's
Okay.
the title of my brand. Yep.
Okay, so the vision that you're carrying, which direction are you heading towards? The education aspect, like, are you trying to impart that education from a safety perspective or a defense mechanism that works out aggressive later on?
A self-protection. period.
Self-protection, that's it.
Safety comes with it. You can't have one without the other. They're not separate.
I get that.
Yep. So
Sure.
self-protection is what I'm going after.
Okay, now my another issue, not issue, but the thing that pops up in my head is that how do you react to the situations where every now and then the country pops up with the issues of shootings and all that? There's a political agenda which is moving around this stuff, like NRA speaks about anything else, and the political agenda is speaking about something else. Where do you mentally stand with those issues?
Mentally, I mind my business.
You mind your own business.
Mentally, those issues, not that they don't affect me, but I mind my business. So if the NRA is talking about something, they're not paying me to care about what they're talking about, right?
All right.
I'm not an NRA spokesperson,
Yeah.
so I don't really touch on what NRA does as far as anything beyond training. NRA's training is beautiful. It's impeccable. It's the oldest organization for firearms out here. Their training is one of the best training out here. As far as their politics, I'm not really a political person. So I'm also black, right? So I can't be a one-sided political person, right? I can't say I'm only about guns and I only care about guns, because then I have to care about also how people treat my people, right? And sometimes that actually doesn't go together. People who love and care about guns don't always love and care about black people. So it's very in the middle for me. I'm also a daughter of a police officer, the brother of a police officer.
Got it.
So my thought process on these things are very, like, you know, multifaceted. I can't really, you know, go from one side. So when it comes to things like political stuff, I just pretty much mind my business with that, because I'm not in office. I can't change the laws. I can sign all the petitions I want to sign, but you know, that is one thing. Now, for the other question you asked, which was
what's your opinion about it? Like, as you said, clarified, you're a pretty, like,
I'm pretty
balanced
much,
situation mindset.
Oh no, you were talking about the shootings. You asked me about when people mention the shootings. So the shootings to me seem like they're pretty clear, right? But America acts like they don't understand. So that's beyond political, you know, that's just America, period. So if you see the school shootings, you see who doesn't. You see the school shooting, you see the patterns in the behavior of the people who commit school shootings.
Got it.
You see the reaction. So the reaction is never that they want to change all the gun laws. They claim that they want to change the gun laws for all the illegal behavior that happens, right?
Exactly.
Which makes no sense. Because if I'm a criminal, I'm not following the law. So why do I care if you change the laws? How does that affect me at all if I'm a criminal?
Got it.
It doesn't. It affects me. It affects my mom. It affects everybody who lives maybe in an urban area that's a high crime area.
Got it.
If I can't defend myself against the criminals who aren't being caught, then what are you really doing? Are you really protecting the people? Are you really using the Constitution to protect me? Or are you really just... So with that, you know, that's kind of where it comes a little foggy, because it's like, for me, I'm 5'3". If a grown man comes up to me and tries to rob me, and I'm not able to reach for my firearm because you changed the laws, then you really put me at a really bad place. You know, because I can only call the police afterwards.
Yeah, and it takes a reaction moment to...
Right, I gotta call them, I gotta get linked onto the line, I gotta tell them what happened. By that time, they're gone.
Got it.
Right now, but if you come at me right now and I just reach, you're going, you know, it's gonna be a problem. So that's where I stand as far as the gun laws. I think most gun laws are absolutely ridiculous. Because they don't affect anybody but the law-abiding citizens. Now, to turn the table on that, you have law-abiding citizens who are committing these shootings. You have a certain type of law-abiding citizens that's committing these shootings. So are the laws for everybody? Are we going towards just that? How do we stop those kind of people from getting to that place where they want to do that? So that's why I don't necessarily disagree with mental health checks, right? But the problem with that is once you do a mental health check, it's kind of a slippery slope down to... I think one proposal was like they wanted to do a mental health check on everybody in the house, and it's kind of like, now am I going to be... I got to be punished for everything that happens? So it's just kind of like, just don't happen, right? I would love for it to be a thing where we can stop these things from happening, and people, you know, are already not well, and we just stop them from getting firearms, and then maybe that'll stop them from going to Walmart and shooting up everybody. But it's just really, you know.
From the education point of view, you issued your own book, 0 to 35, right?
Right.
Which talks about de-escalation in every scenario, using mind tactics, using your verbal tactics, using your body tactics.
Right.
And how basically that tries to cover up the scope of educating the people, that this would help people to know the importance of the weaponization.
So,
making
like
it the last aware.
That's a really good question. So, as a daughter of a police officer, I know the dangers that police officers face every single day. We can be upset at what certain police officers do, and some of them do some crazy wrong crap all the time. And I think a lot of people don't humanize police officers and realize that that person is probably abusive in his own personal relationships. When he comes to work, all he does different is put on a uniform, but he's the same bad guy, right? You kind of can't just say all police, because my father has never been in trouble for something like that.
Got it.
But you don't see that on the news, the guys who don't get in trouble. You only see the guys who do. So with me, I think it just needs to be a mandatory mindset that before I shoot you, if possible, because sometimes you only have 2-3 seconds to make a decision. But if I just took 2 seconds to ask a question, or if I took 2 seconds to assess the situation, then maybe I wouldn't have taken somebody's life, right? Because you have a lot of instances where life is taken so fast, and then you realize, oh, it was an accident.
Exactly.
It wasn't an accident. You purposely did this because in your mind, that was the right thing to do. So it wasn't technically an accident. You did it on purpose, but now you regret it. So now we use the term accident.
Exactly.
So my book is to make sure that people who aren't police officers understand that it's your job to stay alive. It's your job to de-escalate a situation. If I get into a situation where I'm pulled over by a cop who I can tell is already aggravated or upset for whatever reason, I'm no longer going to be like aggravating the situation, right? Because in my mind, what's more important than dealing with him or making him understand he's wrong is going home. Just like them, they say I did this because I was in fear. I'm in fear, so let me make sure I do what I have to do. And I'm not just saying let them do whatever or say yes sir, no sir to stupid stuff. I'm just saying put yourself first. And in my opinion, young people have to learn that instead of trying to prove people wrong, we need to put ourselves first and say, what can I do to de-escalate this situation? Okay, thank you. Give me the ticket. I'll fight this in court, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the book is for. It's for that.
I get that totally. Now, people actually do not understand what a police officer, adding up to the whole thing that you said right now, like people do not understand what kind of a crap that a person has been gone through due to the failure of the system, first of all, which is not helping them at all, right? They are backed up on the law aspect, education aspect, training aspect, vacation aspect,
Every
paying aspect. And then they have to manage that and then still cope up with the bad situations which pile up later on and eventually backfire them in the political agenda.
And you're talking about a
Police
officer? Or
officer.
you're talking
Police
about-
officer.
So if you say that about them, then it's the same for people who are just living life. Because for a police officer, if you are a police officer, the system hasn't been that bad. Because you don't have a record, obviously you're a police officer. So that police officer needs to go into the game exactly how you just said it when they're facing someone else. You need to understand that this person might have just lost their job. This person might have just lost their brother, their sister.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
I got
you have
it.
to flip it on both sides, and that's in the book. I talk about empathy on
Got it.
both sides. And the book is not just about police officers and regular people. It's just right now that's the heightened situation.
Exactly.
But both sides need to have empathy for each other. Humanity, period. Right?
Got it.
We started this country. They already said, hey, you guys are lower, we're higher, right?
Exactly.
They started that, and that's why it's still here.
Exactly.
Can't really go away because that's what the foundation of America was built on. But if we just decide to combat that with empathy for one another, then maybe it can start to deteriorate. But that takes the inside of a person to do that. You have to want to be empathetic to everybody around you, the differences that people have, things like that. So
Being very multilateral kind of thing which this country possesses, that's a very weird situation though.
you go to the border situation.
Yeah,
There's a lack of empathy
exactly.
for the people coming over.
Exactly.
Right? It's all about we don't want our jobs taken. We don't want this taken. It's crime happening. So instead of having empathy, we say that, and that gives us the right to keep children away from their parents, to hold children in cages. So we use that thought process to allow us to do bad things.
Exactly.
That's how slavery was done.
Exactly.
We're going to use these thought processes to say that having these people in slavery is okay,
Exactly.
right? Because overall, from 400 years ago to now, we lack empathy.
Got it.
We only use it and have it when we want to.
Got it.
Right? So my book just says, no matter who you're looking at, talking to, you should have empathy. Even if that person is acting crazy or getting on your nerves, it's our job to have empathy if we're going to protect you know, and that goes for family members.
That goes for everybody.
That goes for
Each and
everybody. I
every
mean,
single person.
You work in a customer service.
Exactly.
I'm sure you get some people who act crazy or rude
Exactly.
or whatever, but then you're gonna, you know, all right, that's fine. Here you go. So, free glass of wine. Here you go. You know,
Yep,
you
yep.
want to calm them down, right?
Exactly.
Because you have a bigger picture to worry about.
Exactly.
They'll be gone soon.
Yep.
So-
Yep. Well, it was quite fun talking to Jazz the CEO, or
Jazz the
CEO,
CEO.
or the
Jazz the CEO.
Jazz the CEO, making great progress in her life. I believe that we are trying to take to a better side of the, what do you call it, the weaponization, or do you call it a protective gear? I would say rather protective gear that would help us a long way. Just possessing something can make you plus always over somebody else doesn't mean that, but it's just for your safety. Well, we'll explore more about this thing in trying some weaponization, or maybe trying some firing some shots, and she's gonna help us out with that one. I'm sure she's gonna help out. Well, hang on to the next thing.
So the main safety tips of gun ownership or firing in the range is, one, you want to always keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction. That's either down or facing away from people, right? The second one is you always want to keep your finger off the trigger. That is the biggest safety tip, because that is how the gun is going to go off. Third, you want to make sure that the gun is unloaded until you're ready to use it. So that means not putting the magazine in. That means not racking the slide until you're ready to shoot. Those are 3 safety tips to make sure that you have a safe encounter with firearms.
And avoid any legal aspect as well. And that involves legal as well.
Yes, everything involves legal aspects. You don't want to make any mistakes and hurt anybody else, and then you get sued.
Got you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much
You're
for
welcome.
involving those 3 points of safety to proceed ahead now.
Yes, we're going back where we were.
Okay, so we are heading into the private section of our lane, right?
Yes.
Which all this area do have that. It's been the most kind of informative, or the technically informed visits that I've ever made to any place. And thanks to Jazz the CEO, which is working hard to get us through. Now, time for a little bit of.
Want
Okay.
this shot where I'm pushing it out?
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3 yards.
3 yards.
There
Okay.
you go.
So this is 3 yards. This is like face-to-face confrontation.
Yes, face-to-face confrontation.
Okay. And you want to try
All
with
right.
this one?
So who's going first?
I'm going first.
You going
Hurry up.
first.
इसको देखियो कि मैं इसमें आ रहा हूँ.
Okay. So you're gonna hold on. Put your arms down. You put all your hands down. Okay. All right. So you're gonna face me. Okay. Right. So you're right-handed. Put this foot back. All right. Forget everything that you know. Let me just show you. Okay. So you're facing this way. You're right-handed. So you're gonna take this foot and you're gonna slightly put it back, just a little bit. Yep. Just like that. Just a little bit. And then you're gonna slightly bend your knees. Just a little bit. Because when it's time to push, I want you to push out with your whole body, okay? Right? So, you're going to take this, and you're going to do what's called loading. Right? That's loaded. That means it's 1 in the chamber. So, if you put your finger here, you're going to shoot yourself. So, keep it here. Right? All right. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yep. And keep your thumb up, because that other thumb's gonna come. There you go. Yep. Keep that gun pointed that way. Yeah. Right. Okay, that's good. Now pull this. Yep. Up. Yep. Yep. Keep this finger up here. Right. Okay. So you're gonna hold it like that. Now, nope. Okay. Thumb up. Okay. Let me move your hand. I'm sliding it up. Take this piece of your thumb and put it here.
Where?
See this piece? No, not your thumb. This piece of your hand right here, push it up. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay? Okay. Yep, like that. Okay? Okay. Yeah, keep that finger up. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we want your fingers up here though. So push it, yeah, up there. There you go. So because you want to, nope, don't worry about nothing else. Just keep it up there. Because I don't want you to, I don't want that gun to go backwards, right? So keep everything straight up here because this controls the firearm.
Okay.
Yep. So don't worry about no buttons or nothing like that. You're not pushing anything. Okay? Right? So now your foot is way too far out, right? Bring that foot back. Yeah. And bring your whole body back just a little bit. Just like that. You don't want to go too far. Right? You want to be able to, if somebody pushes you, you want to be able to be good. Okay? So then you're just going to lean forward. Lift those up. Now, one thing they didn't to show you is this and this. Okay? Stay right there. Sorry. Keep up. Stay up. Let them arms get tired.
Okay.
Alright, so what you're looking for is this.
Okay.
Okay, remember that front sight?
Yep.
So what you want is equal height
Okay.
and equal light. That means equal space on both sides, and you want that to be equal. So if I put my hand here, can you still see the front?
Yep.
Okay, lift it up just a little bit like that. Okay? Alright, so now you're going to put, when I say put your finger on the trigger, you're only going to put the little tip of your finger on the trigger, and you're going to pull slowly. Don't pull. I'm going to say squeeze, squeeze, and after 2 squeezes, it should go off, okay? All right, so see
where
what,
do you want me to shoot, on the right point or the
don't worry about it. I'm getting there. So you got to lean forward. Yep. See how you're leaning back? You're leaning back because you don't want to bounce back, but it's going to make you bounce back. So all you're going to do is point that towards the red, right? Okay? Ready?
Yep.
Finger on the trigger, just the tip. Now you're going to breathe out. Breathe out. Squeeze slowly. Squeeze. Squeeze. Finger off the trigger.
Yep.
Okay, put the gun down. There you go.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you ever shot?
Yep.
Look how you did. First time, in the red. The X doesn't really absolutely matter unless you're trying to be in a competition, right? But the X, the red overall is right in the middle. That's where you want to hit somebody, center mass, right? So you did perfect, okay? You want to try it again?
Once.
Okay. All right, remember it's loaded. Keep that finger up here. Exactly. Exactly. Now we're going to fix those thumbs. That thumb goes up. Exactly. Like a puzzle piece. Great. All right, come over just a little bit. Get in that middle. Right? Now find that
Yep.
in the middle. Point it at that red.
You want to fire?
No, I'll tell you. Hold on.
You're basically making my arms get tired.
Yes, I am. On purpose. Lean in. Make sure that stuff is in the middle of that. And now aim at that red, at that X.
Okay.
So put your thumbs up. You want to control that firearm. That thumb goes up. All right. Finger on the trigger slightly. Okay?
You want to fire?
I'm going to tell you. Squeeze. Up, just a little of that tip. I should see that knuckle. Yeah. Squeeze. There you go. Okay, finger off the trigger. Good? Yeah. So I stand like this.
Okay, so you like it forward.
Yeah, I don't do this.
Okay.
I stand like this just
Okay.
because I'm a little short.
So your anatomy is like this.
Yeah, so then I just try to put it out straight.
Oh my god. 2, 3, all of them online. 4 online. 5 online.
I take the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. So get in your stance. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Hold on. So I'm gonna yell out the word threat. That means threat. Somebody's coming at you, okay? Threat!
उल्टा है आपका हाँ
Ready?